go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab the gators, let's gather round. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Department of Education, and we're here with you every Saturday to provide opportunities, updates, activities, events, anything that we can for our young people, our students here on Nevis. Of course, we know that we were able to navigate the first official week of school here on Nevis. We had to delay the start of school. The initial intended and scheduled start date was September 6th, and that was delayed by 1 week due to the fact that the Department of Education, the Ministry of Education, was closed for contact tracing purposes for a week, and so the start of school was delayed by 1 week, and we were able to start school in a different way this school year. We started on Monday, and we have been doing alternate days or scheduled times for our various classes, our various groups to be in school. Of course, this is intended to give us the opportunity to interact physically with students as best as possible, and also to give us the opportunity to be able to give our students opportunities to use the online platform. So on the alternate days or the scheduled times, some students are online while others are in school, and then we do somewhat of a switch, and those students go to school while the students who were previously online then would do the opposite. So that has been happening for the last 4 days. We know we had a public holiday this week, National Heroes Day, and we did not have that happening for 5 days because there was a 4-day week. In the upcoming week, there will also be a 4-day week. So students will be physically in school for 2 days while the others are online, and then we switch. So that is what's going to happen for the upcoming week. Information as it relates to the way forward will be communicated to you next week, and so listen out for information and updates from your school, from Youth on the Go, our Ministry of Education Nevis Facebook page, and of course our news outlets, so that you can keep abreast as to what's happening. I want to thank our teachers for the tremendous job that they have been doing. I want to thank our school leaders, our principals, our supervisors, our head teachers for leading with distinction, and of course supported by their management teams, their various management teams. And then of course I want to say thank you to the entire team at the Ministry and Department of Education for also providing stellar service and support as we navigate this process. We, as I said, we know that independence is coming right up. It's not too far away. It's actually 1 day away. We have our independence, our 38th anniversary of independence for the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis happening tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the 30th anniversary. And so we know that our various schools had their dress-up activities and tried to help to continue to promote the importance of independence, and we want to thank all of our teachers in the schools for being creative. They were able to do an exceptional job amidst all of the constraints and the obstacles. It was remiss of me, before I continue with independence, it was remiss of me to not say thank you to our parents. Parents, thank you so much for being patient and cooperative with us as we, as I said, navigate this challenge. In relation to our Independence and National Heroes Day celebration, I want to take a few moments out. I tend to try to do this so that our our students are abreast and they know what's happening. It's important for our students to know what's happening. And so on National Heroes Day, we had some persons from St. Kitts and Nevis who were honored. And so we had persons receiving the Companion of the Star of Merit. And those persons include Mr. Ewell St. Clair Swanston, and he received the award for Social and Economic Development of Nevis. Howard Noel McCrane, Business and Entrepreneurship. Ernest Charles and Ashton Emery, MBE, for Business Entrepreneurship and Philanthropy. Franklin R. O'Brand, Business Stewardship and Community Activist. Ralph Lionel Gums, Business Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Lorna Althea Callender, Education and Journalism. We also had in the area of, for the Medal of Honor, Ruby Lee Gertrude Jean and Annika Pitt Hazel. Nursing, Elizabeth Collins Woodley, Nursing and Community Service. Helena Maisie Nana Stapleton, Entrepreneurship in the area of market vending. Isilma Telmadre Springer, in Education. Ingrid Charles Gums, Education and Community Service. And I had to leave this one for last because I want to say highest commendations and congratulations to Mrs. Palsy Lorna Wilkin for also receiving the Medal of Honor in Education. And of course, as you know, Mrs. Wilkin made sterling contributions in the area of education. She was my predecessor, and of course she served as principal education officer, teacher, reading coordinator. I mean, she played so many roles in education, and highest commendations, and it is a proud moment for us in education this morning as we celebrate this accomplishment which Mrs. Wilkin has so rightfully been honored with. And so congratulations, Mrs. Wilkin, on this honor. And of course, Mrs. Wilkin has not stopped her contributions to education. She's still going. She's still working to help students. She's actually currently serving as our Hands Across the Sea representative and she serves to assist school libraries. She works with an entity in the United States called Hands Across the Sea, and so from time to time our students still have an opportunity to see her, our teachers still have an opportunity to see her. She's right there working with our young people, our students, and very, very passionate about literacy and reading, and so she's right there working alongside, working in partnership with Hands Across the Sea and as a liaison for us here on Nevis. So commendations, congratulations, Mrs. Wilkin. We are very proud of you. Well-deserved honor. And I love when these things happen. I love when our persons who have contributed are recognized and are highlighted. And so we look forward to continuing to hear many more great things as you retired, but you retired with a Y. And so we look forward to seeing many more wonderful and hearing many more wonderful things coming out. And so children, and I know that some of you had this question for your homework. I know when you go to school on Tuesday, your teachers will ask you, well, who are the persons who are honored? You should have that information. That is something you need to know, and in what areas, and so your teachers will expect you to know. So in case you missed it, know that you do a bit of research, but it's very important information. And every single year we have persons who are honored for their contribution, because we have many nation builders, and I know that you learn about nation builders every year, people who contribute to building our country, to improving our country. And so we have very many nation builders who will be honored. And then of course, during our local Independence Award ceremony, we'll have some additional persons who will be honored during the course of this weekend as well. So take note of all of those persons, do some research, learn about them. That's how we'll be able to carry on our legacy, to carry on, to pass on our information, our traditions from generation to generation. You have to know the people who built our country, who are still building our country and making it such a wonderful place to live. So happy 38th anniversary of independence to St. Kitts and Nevis. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
Sugar City St. Kitts. Keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. You on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, you on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go.
Let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Vaughn Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go here on Vaughn Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Department of Education, and we're here with you this pre-independence Saturday, like we are every Saturday, to share information, updates, activities, anything that we can to provide support for our students here on Nevis. And of course, today is a very special Saturday for many reasons. It's the first Saturday since the SKN Patriots won the CPL. Woohoo! All right. I must say that was an extremely high energy game right down to the very end, and I want to say congratulations to the SKN Patriots from us here on Youth on the Go. I don't know how far that will go, but I'm definitely sending it out there. And it's the first Saturday since our last National Heroes Day, when those persons who I just mentioned were honored. It's the first Saturday since we physically reopened schools on an alternate shift schedule. It's the Saturday before our 30th anniversary of independence. Oh my goodness, it's a very important Saturday, children. What do you think? And then it's the first Saturday of the ECCB Connect Children's Connection program. So, of course, you know we've worked with ECCB for many years. ECCB has visited us on Youth on the Go. They've sent us T-shirts and prizes during the month of October to have quizzes for children. They've given us very many activities for the last few years, at least 5 years or so. They've really tried to reach out, and they've used Youth on the Go as a platform to reach out to children. And so they reached out once again, and they've asked for our partnership for every third Saturday of the month. We'll be able to have an ECCB Children's Connection program from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, just one Saturday per month, the third Saturday of each month, for an ECCB Children's Connection program. And today is the first Saturday of the ECCB Children's Connection within Youth on the Go. So it is an extremely exciting day, a very important Saturday. Now, we are going to start at 9:30. But because I know we've had a tough week at school, our bodies are still adjusting and we're tired, and some of us are still sleeping. Some of our children are still sleeping. I'm going to ask all parents to make sure your children are lined up at 9:30 when we switch over to ECCB Children's Connection, and we'll present that from that point. Wake your children up, those between ages 5 and 12, because we have tons of questions and we have prizes from ECCB that will start during that 30-minute slot. So if they're still sleeping, you want to make sure they get up, because we have some interesting facts to share, and they have to hear everything in order to be able to access the prizes. So if, as I said, if they're sleeping, wake them up, because it's going to take a few minutes for them to, they'll be a little bit groggy. Wake them up and make sure they're ready to go when we start at 9:30. 9:30. So I just wanted to announce that right off the break, that at 9:30 we'll transition a bit. We're still on Youth on the Go, but we're going to bring in the ECCB Children's Connection, sponsored by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, and it is for students between the ages of 5 and 12, and we want to make sure that we get all of you involved, and we have prizes. My favorite. Everybody knows I love quizzes and I love prizes. They make me very happy, and I know that they make you happy as well. The prizes are going to be right there at the Department of Education, and your name is on a prize, but the only way your name can get there is if you stick it there. And how do you get it stuck on the prize? By calling in. So wake up the children if they're not up. Those who are up, make sure they're lined up and ready, so that when we start at 9:30, we will be able to go through and be able to share with all of you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners. Okay? And so, as I said, as we prepare for that transition, I'm going to close out sharing the information that we have to share for the upcoming week. Parents, as I said, I commend you for the work that you've done in ensuring that we were able to have the sessions, in-school sessions for this past week, and of course the online sessions as well. We want to remind you of some very important things, though, parents. If your child is at home and is exhibiting any flu-like symptoms, if your child is sick, please keep your child at home. Okay? If your child is sick, please keep your child at home. If you're seeing, if there's a fever, chills, anything happening the night before, keep your child at home. Now, there are some parents who have been asked to remain on quarantine or to be tested, and some parents are tempted, and some parents have tried. Please do not send your children to school physically if they've been involved in a contact tracing, or you are in quarantine and your child is with you at home. Please keep them at home. Parents, I know that you have the best interest of your child or children at heart. I know that you will continue to have the best interest of other people's children at heart, and so I know that you will do what is best, the moral thing to do, and keep your children at home if you are caught or involved in a contact tracing process. I want to thank the members of the community who have been reaching out to the school's principals when you notice that somebody's on the road who you heard through a rumor should not be there. Thank you, members of the community. If it's one thing, we can hold each other accountable, and I want to applaud the members of the community who have reached out to us, who have stated, okay, you might want to watch this, or you might want to be aware of this, and then we could do the necessary follow-up in case we were not aware ahead of time. So thank you, members of the community, for doing an exceptional job keeping us informed. But once again, and especially if your child has had to be tested, usually you have to get a release from quarantine from the Health Emergency Operations Center, and so you will be asked to present that, ensuring that the child is cleared to return to school. In the absence of that document, then we will have to ask you to have the child or children remain at home. This week we were unable to open in full at the Cicely Brown Integrated School. There was one class that reopened physically, and we're going to have to close that class for the upcoming week. And so we are predominantly online at the Cicely Brown Integrated School, and all of the students have access to devices. They have been working with the teachers. Teachers are working around the students' varied abilities, and I applaud the teachers at the Cicely Brown Integrated School for, once again, a job well done. So that is the situation at the Cicely Brown Integrated School. And then we had to, for the health and safety of our students, we were required to close 2 of our classes on Nevis, one at each secondary school. So we closed Form 5A3 at the Gingerland Secondary School on Wednesday, and they transitioned to online learning on Friday because Thursday was a holiday. So Form 5A3 is now online until further notice. That's at the Gingerland Secondary School. And then Form 2 Incredibles at the Charlestown Secondary School transitioned online effective Friday, and we that information was shared with parents and the general public on Thursday. And so they transitioned to virtual learning spaces, their MS Team classes, following their same schedule. So students, whether we're online or offline, we have the same schedule. And so you're sticking to your schedule. Your teacher is just changing the modality. Okay? And so they transitioned on Friday as well. And that is as a result of a potential exposure to COVID-19, and to ensure that if there was such an exposure, that we would be able to prevent or minimize this any further spread. The students, the parents were contacted, and the students were tested, and so we will give the all clear for physical return when that all clear is given. Until then, the teaching and learning process does not stop. Our students will continue to learn. They'll continue to do well. And so, parents, if you receive any of these notices, I know some persons tend to get a bit concerned and they want us to name the children. Tell us which child is. We can't do that for confidentiality purposes, but we will be able to give you instructions as to how you what steps you need to take. Parents, please note that you will have to be the ones to take the children for the testing processes, because they are minors, and so the health professionals have to have you present and then give you the instructions as to the way forward. All right, so that is where we are as it relates to schools. We're trying our best to maintain the safety of our students, of our staff members. We're trying our best to ensure that we keep the teaching and learning process going. We're trying to detect any gaps in terms of devices or access, so that whatever the situation may be, we will be able to continue the teaching and learning process. The flip side is also possible, and we were aware of that from the beginning. So there may be cases in which the teacher is the one who's caught in the contact tracing process, and in some instances we will have to go online with those students if the teacher has to function from home as well. That does not mean that we want any finger pointing, oh, this person has COVID, this person has COVID. That's not what we're looking for. We are just letting you know that at any point, without much warning, we can transition to online learning. We're going to take a short break, and at 9:30 we'll rejoin you, and we'll be looking at the ECCB Children's Connection.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the powerhouse.
Yay!
Hi children, this one is just for you. It's the
ECCB Children's Connection Program,
in collaboration with Zahnela Claxton's Youth on the Go, coming your way on this station. Join all the children
ages 5 up to 12, to listen and participate in exciting stories,
powerful lessons,
smart quizzes,
and wise words.
also win prizes and surprises.
That's cool!
ECCB Children Connection Program.
Make sure to check Von Radio 860 AM this Saturday at 9:30 AM for this exciting program designed just for you.
Yay!
All right, so hello, boys and girls. Of course, you know I am your host, Miss Zahnela Claxton, and we are so happy that you have joined us for this new program, ECCB Children's Connection. This program is produced by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, or the ECCB for short. I have a special person in the studio, and we will have some special people in the studio for every ECCB Children's Connection. And I'm going to let my special co-host for today, for this special show, introduce herself and say a bright and loud good morning to all of you.
Good morning, everyone. I am your co-host, Mrs. Zahnela Hodge, and I'm welcoming you to the first ever Saturday for this new program called ECCB Children's Connection Program.
Awesome! So it's Zahnela and I today, and of course next month it could be you. So are you wondering what is ECCB? Don't worry. On this program you will learn about the ECCB. This program is for children ages 5 to 12. You will also learn how to spend your money wisely. Zahnela, some of us need to learn how to spend our money wisely.
Yes, we do.
Yes, definitely, and not buy all the candy. All right? And to be kind and respectful to others. You can also win fantastic prizes during our call-in segment, my favorite, quizzes. Adults, you can listen too, because you know, as they say, you're never too old to learn. Our topic for today is money matters. Money really matters, because you need it. We will talk about why money was invented, and you will learn what exactly is money, and we'll discuss the right ways in which we can get money. We will also share with you a wise word of the day, and we will talk about how and why we should practice these wise words every day. So stay tuned for a fun and exciting session today. We'll be right back.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Alright, so money matters! And we're going to talk a bit about the history of money, Zahnela. So we're going to have a short story, but I need everybody to get really close because some information is in this story that you might just need later. We have some prizes to give away, and we'll have some prizes to give away throughout, so you have to really listen. So the story is entitled The History of Money. A long time ago, before money was invented, how do you think people were able to get things they needed or wanted? For example, Mr. Gray raised chickens and had lots of eggs. But he couldn't possibly eat eggs or chickens every day because he would soon get bored, and neither would this be healthy. His friend Farmer White, on the other hand, grew lots of vegetables and ground provisions. Tomatoes, corn, bananas, just name it, he grew it. But he had a problem too. He had no meat. Without money, how could Mr. Gray and Farmer White solve this problem? Zahnela, they had no money. How could they solve this problem?
I think since Farmer White doesn't have any meat, his friend Mr. Gray could have traded some chickens or some eggs. In return, he would get some of the fruits and vegetables Mr. White grows.
Okay, so you would have traded if you were Farmer White and Mr. Gray. That's a good idea. Children, if you suggested, like Zahnela, that we could exchange with each other, they could exchange with each other, you are absolutely correct. In fact, this is exactly how people satisfied their needs and wants before money was invented. They exchanged, they traded goods and services in return for other goods and services. This was called barter. Zahnela, can you spell barter for everybody out there?
Okay, barter is spelled B-A-R-T-E-R, barter.
Okay, B-A-R-T-E-R, barter. Okay, B-A-R-T-E-R, barter. Good job. Barter worked well for some time, but there were problems with this method of exchange. What if Mr. Gray wanted to exchange his eggs and chickens for vegetables, but Farmer White already had eggs and chickens he had received from his brother? For barter to work, then both people would have had to want or need what the other was willing to exchange, and this was not always possible. Also, people could not always agree on what was a fair exchange. For example, how many eggs or chickens would be fair and equal in exchange in return for vegetables and provision? Would 12 eggs be enough for 12 tomatoes? Would a bunch of bananas be a fair exchange for one chicken? To solve these problems, money was invented. Money is anything that is used and accepted worldwide as payment for goods and services. Ajane, can you explain to us what you think, or give us some examples of what goods and services are?
Well, goods, they're anything you can hold or anything you see in the stores, and services are like teaching. When you go to school, your teachers teach you. When you go to a barber shop, the barbers cut your hair. And when you go to the doctor, they do medical services on you and they help take care of you. Those are all services in the community.
Wonderful, Ajane. Awesome. And so, money had some uses, right? And the three main functions or uses of money are, and I want everybody to listen up. Three main functions: buying, pricing, saving. Ajane, did you hear the three?
Yes, I did.
Make sure they heard the three. Can you tell them?
Okay, the three were buying, pricing, and the most important one of all those three, saving.
Saving! And we have a problem there too sometimes.
Yes.
All right. However, money did not always look as it does today. At first, people used shells, stones, seeds, salt, grain. I don't know about salt. Salt's so tiny, but yes, grain, and even livestock like cattle and sheep as money. Okay, and so, of course, today we have different forms of money. Ajana, can you tell us some of the forms of money that we use today?
Well, some forms we use today is one we use every day. We use this every day, like banknotes such as $20 bills, $10 bills, $5 bills, and coins. Like in school, when we want to go to a small little shop over there and buy candies or suckers or many more, we use coins such as 25 cents, $1, and 10 cents. And we also use checks. Most people like to use checks because not everyone walks with cash around with them. They would walk with a checkbook that they write up the amount they need, and then the money will be deposited out of their bank account. Sometimes we use something called a card. It's or electronic money, which you put it in a machine and you put in a code, and it also deposits all the money that you want to be deposited out of your bank account.
Okay. Can we use electronic payment outside of an ATM? Is it used anywhere else?
Yes, it can be used in a store as well, where they have the little machines that you put in your code, as I said.
Do you know where my favorite place for using the electronic payment is?
No.
You don't know? Amazon. Okay, online.
Oh.
It's not just Amazon. But lots of people know that you can also shop online. And so electronic payments, because you're able to put in your payment online and you get your goods delivered to you from all over the world. There are people who, right here in Nevis, they order from England, they order from China. I know the post office is getting used to seeing all the Chinese symbols, but we use electronic money to do that. Okay? So how do people go about getting money? That's a big question. And I think it's an easy question, though. People go about getting money by working, That's a good, having a job and getting paid for doing those things. Operating their own businesses and selling goods and services, and receiving it as gifts from others. And so, in cases, for example, with children, Christmas. Children get money during Christmas. They get money.
Birthday parties.
The birthday parties. That's why some of us love that. And do you know that there are many children? I hope that this happens in Nevis, but there are children who get allowances.
Yeah, for doing chores.
Allowances are awesome.
Everybody gets excited when it's that time of month when you get cashed out for doing your different chores. So you can go to the store and buy whatever you want.
And so you have that opportunity too.
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm hoping that all of our children out there get some form of an allowance, and so you can identify. But remember, even with your allowance, should you go and cash out all of it?
No, you should save up, because when you really need it, like when it's time for school, and you don't have it, when you already spend it out on the snacks and candies that will be finished in like a week, then you won't have any money to buy your school supplies or the stuff you need.
Yeah, it's important for us, even at your age, and even at 5 years old and 6 years old, to start thinking about saving, right? And so, of course, let's think about some quick points that we learned today. We learned a new word that spoke to exchanging goods and services. Ajani, what was that word again?
That word was barter.
Barter. Okay, so we learned about barter, and that was what they did a long time ago, before money was invented. And then we learned about why money was invented, and the fact that it solved a problem that arose through the barter system. We also learned about 3 important things or functions or uses of money. And what were those 3 things again?
That was buying, pricing, and saving.
And we have a cool little acronym. I don't know if it works for everybody, but BPS. BPS.
Here we go.
Pricing, saving.
Woo!
All right. And so we also learned about goods and services and the differences between goods and services, and that goods are generally things that are tangible, things you can hold, something you can pick up from a shelf. Services are something that you offer, something that you do, and Anajana gave us some good examples of services. And then we looked at money, that were things that were used for money before we had the current types of money. And then we also wrapped up by looking at the four of the forms of money we use today, which were banknotes, coins, checks, and electronic money. And we wrapped up with, how do you go about getting money? Because, it doesn't just fall out of the sky as much as we wish it would. Yeah. So we learned about how we will be able to get money. All right. So, Ajane, we have now heard, I think, the high points of the money matters. We looked at the introduction of money. We are going to be coming at you just after this short jingle. We'll come at you with a quiz, children. So we are ready, and we've shared information with you, and we hope you're ready too. We're going to come right back with a quiz.
Yay!
Hi, children. This one is just for you. It's the
ECCB Children's Connection Program,
in collaboration with Zahnela Claxton's Youth on the Go, coming your way on this station. Join all the children
ages 5 up to 12, to listen and participate in exciting stories,
powerful lessons,
smart quizzes,
and wise words.
also win prizes and surprises.
That's cool!
ECCB Children Connection Program.
Make sure to check Von Radio 860 AM this Saturday at 9:30 AM for this exciting program designed just for you.
Yay!
Yay! So, of course, those of you who are just tuning in, you must be wondering what's happening. We have a special new addition to Youth on the Go. And so every third Saturday of the month we'll be doing the ECCB Children's Connection. And every third Saturday of the month, we get to have a co-host who can come in and share with us and our first ever co-host for the ECCB Children's Connection segment is none other than
Journey.
Alright, so we have Journey Hodge, and she's here with us today, and she's sharing. Just before the break, we told you that we'll have a quiz coming up, and so it's time for us to hear from you. Let's see how well you've been listening and what you've learned. Please call us. Asking you to call us at 469-1616 or 469-1700 for a chance to win some fun prizes, compliments, ECCB. And all you have to do is to be the first person to correctly answer the question which is asked. Are you ready? Are you ready, Ajerne?
Yes, I'm really ready.
Okay,
I'm excited.
so I'm hoping the children are ready. First question. How did people get the goods and services they needed before money was used? How did people get the goods and services they needed before money was used? Numbers to call, 469-1616, 469-1700. And we have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I am good.
Wonderful. Do you remember how people got the goods and services they needed before money was used?
At the barter.
Okay, they use barter, right? Barter. Can you spell barter? Need some help? What else do you think? Mm-hmm. Do you need some help? I can help you. Need some help?
No.
Oh, okay.
Barter.
Alright, good job. What's your name?
Zahnela Jones.
Janaya, my dear, how is grade 1?
Grade 1 is good.
Okay, Janaya Jones, Joycean Library Primary. Which grade 1 are you in, Janaya?
The first grade in Lens.
Who's your teacher?
Miss Jenny Webb.
Miss Jenny Webb. Awesome. So I know that Miss Jenny Webb is very, very excited to hear from you. And Janaya, we're going to send you a prize over to your school, okay?
Thank you.
You have a great week. Ajane, we have the second... Go ahead. Ajane, we have the second question. Can you ask the second question for us?
So the second question is, can you tell us about a time when you used barter to get something you wanted?
Okay, wow. So that's something that anybody can tell us. Can anybody out there tell us of a time that they used barter to get something that they wanted? Anybody out there? Is there any time you've ever... Ajane, have you ever used barter? But you can't tell us the time. But have you ever used barter?
Yes, I think so.
You think so? Okay. So can anybody out there tell us of a time that they used barter to get something that they wanted? We have a caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, can you think of a time when you used barter to get something?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about it.
So when my brother Nathan wanted some slime, so I told him I'd trade him slime for a toy car.
Oh, nice! Did you get the slime? Did you get the trade?
Yes.
Whoa, so that was a good trade. So we had Nathan and what's your name?
Ariana.
Ariana! Hey, Ariana.
Hello.
Ariana Daniel. Ariana, are you in 5th grade?
Pardon
Are
me?
you in the 5th grade?
Yes.
How is that going?
It's going okay.
All right, so we have Ariana, Daniel, 5th grade at Montessori Academy.
My mom says hi.
Sorry?
My mommy says hi.
Hi, Mrs. Daniel. All right, so Ariana, we'll get your prize to your school. That was a good example, okay? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great weekend. Okay, so we have a third question. Our children are on a roll today. Give 2 reasons why barter did not work very well. Give 2 reasons why barter did not work very well. 469-1616. 469-1700. Give us 2 reasons why barter did not work very well. I know somebody out there knows that because we went through the story. But in case you didn't, maybe your parents can help you. 469-1616. 469-1700. And this quiz is open to anybody between the ages of 5 and 12. Give 2 reasons why barter did not work very well. I wonder if we had to do that around this time, if it would work, if we would be able to re-implement it and work. Imagine having to trade your cell phone for some shells.
Oh no.
How many shells will you have to trade for cell phones?
I would need a lot of shells.
And the value of the shells. What do we do? Make wind chimes? Lots of wind chimes? Well, you could use the shells.
And probably just sell them back for
Yes.
another cell phone or
Yeah,
tablet or
that
something.
makes sense. All right, we have a caller. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, are we shy? Good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
You're in primary school? Sorry, between ages 5 to 12?
Huh?
Are you between the ages of 5 and 12?
Yes.
Okay, go right ahead. Give us 2 reasons why barter did not always work very well.
Because...
And remember we tried to give complete sentences. Go ahead.
Because you might want something else, or you already have that.
Okay, so start off by saying barter did not work very well, and then continue, please.
Because you already have it, or because you want something else.
Okay. But I want you to give me a complete sentence. Can you do that? Barter did not work very well.
Barter did not work very well because you already have it, or you wanted something else.
All right, we'll take that. That's a good answer. What's your name?
Hobson.
I didn't hear the first name.
Sharika Hobson.
Sharika?
Yes.
Okay, spell Sharika for me, please.
SHERRICKA.
CKA. Okay, Sharika. And Sharika, what school do you attend?
I attend the Joycean Library Primary School.
Okay. And what grade are you in, Sharika?
Grade 5.
Ooh, wonderful. Which grade 5 are you in? Orioles. Okay. Awesome. All right. And so thank you so much for calling. Have a great restful Independence weekend, okay?
Same to you.
Okay, thank you, Sharika. All right. So we think we can safely take one more and then we have to move on. What is money? What is money? 469-1616. 469-1700. Woo! Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
Okay, what is money?
Anything is used to payment of goods and services.
Okay, turn your radio down a bit.
Okay.
But okay, anything that is used as payment for in return for goods and services. Great job. What's your name?
Demari Myers.
Demari Myers. Demari.
Yes.
Okay, what school do you attend?
BOJN.
BOJN. So Demari, you are in grade
6.
You made it to grade 6 so fast. Good job. Congratulations on starting grade 6.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much. You are correct, and so we'll get your prize over to your school. Okay, Damari?
Yes.
All right. Have a wonderful, restful weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. So, Ajane, we want to say congratulations to Janaya Jones, Ariana Daniel, Sharika Hobson, and Demari Myers for doing an exceptional job and for being awesome listeners, and they'll get prizes, compliments, ECCB. And winners, we will get your prizes over to your school. We'll take a quick short break, Ajane, and we'll hear a short jingle, and then we'll be right back.
Wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do, wash your hands. Grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do, grab some soap. Rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rub your hands. Rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do, rinse your hands. Dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do, dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do, dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do, dry your hands.
What else can we do?
Cover your seams, do-do-do-do-do, cover your seams, do-do-do-do-do, cover your seams, do-do-do-do-do, cover your seams. Cup into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do, cup into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do, cup into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do, cup into your elbow. Safe at last, do-do-do-do-do, safe at last, do-do-do-do-do, safe at last, do-do-do-do-do, safe at last. Phew! Let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy, do-do-do-do-do, let's stay healthy. Oh yeah!
All right, so it's now time for the wise word of the day.
Hi there, boys and girls. My name is Oliver the Owl. And the wise word for today is honesty. As they say, honesty is the best policy. Take it from me. And now back to your host and co-host.
Ooh, our wise word for today is honesty. Ajane, what is honesty? Before we discuss honesty, let's hear a poem called Truthful Ruth, written by Tracy Josephs.
Okay. There was once a little girl named Ruth who always tried to tell the truth. One day, Ruth accidentally ripped her mom's bag, and this made Mommy very, very mad. But Ruth didn't cry or try to deny. She surely didn't tell a lie, but she apologized for what she'd done and promised to buy another one. Her mommy smiled and said, "My dear, I love you no matter what. Don't fear, for you're my fuzzy, wuzzy, honest bear."
All right. And so this poem, Ajane, good job, features a little girl who was probably around the age group of many of our boys and girls listening today. In the poem, Ruth's mom says that she loved her even more because she was honest. Honesty is being truthful in both what you say and do. It means telling the entire truth about what happened and not leaving out parts of something you know is wrong. It also means making your words match your actions. Boys and girls, why do you think honesty is important? Ajane, why do you think honesty is important?
Well, I think it's important because today in our society, if you don't tell the truth or if you steal or anything, you will be labeled as that person forever, and it can affect your job, it can affect your lifestyle and many other things. Even if you try to change, it won't do a thing because everybody would always label you as a liar.
All right, that's so true. And so it causes people not to trust you, and if you're not an honest person, people will not be able to have confidence in you, and they will not respect you or anything that you say or do. And so, Ajane, some people lie because they are afraid to tell the truth, but it's not ever something good to tell lies. You have to always try to tell the truth, even if you feel you're going to hurt the other person. You always have to make sure that you tell the truth, because they would always want to know, children, why you weren't honest in the first place. So be honest to your parents, to your teachers, to everyone with whom you come in contact with. We are so happy, children, that you were able to join us today on ECB Children's Connection. Tune in next month on Saturday, 16th October on Von Radio with Youth on the Go for another exciting information informative program of ECCB Children's Connection, where we will be discussing fun facts about our money. Until then, I am your host, Zahnela Claxton, and your co-host,
Zahnela Hodge.
See you soon, and remember to stay connected!
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. An hour passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go. I will learn new things.